Hello, my good friends. How are you today? May God bless you all. I will not introduce anything. You guys watch the video and feel it. Then let's evaluate together. Oh, and one more thing, my voice and the way I speak might not be everyone's cup of tea. But to hell with it. Just focus on the story. All right. The studio lights burned hotter than the surface of the sun. Or at least that's how it felt to Olivia Liv Johnson as she stood backstage, her heart pounding like a jackhammer. The Manhattan studio was a chaotic swirl of camera crews, producers barking orders, and rich folks in tuxedos and gowns sipping champagne like they owned the world. This was the annual Children's Hope Gala, broadcast live on national TV, a glitzy fundraiser for kids with terminal illnesses. Liv 32 had spent months planning this damn thing, making sure every detail was perfect. Her red dress hugged her curves. Her natural curls bounced with every step, and her smooth brown skin glowed under the stage lights. She was a black queen from Brooklyn, and she owned this night. But right now, she was frozen. Her eyes locked on the man at the podium, Andrew "Andy" Harrison, 40 billionaire CEO of Harrison Industries, stood tall in his tailored tuxedo, his salt and pepper hair catching the light. His blue eyes, usually warm when they met hers, were steely with something she couldn't quite read. He was supposed to give a standard speech about the charity, thank the donors, and get off the stage. But as he gripped the podium, his knuckles white, Liv knew something was about to go down. "Ladies and gentlemen," Andy started, his voice steady but laced with an edge that made the room hush. The cameras zoomed in, the audience leaned forward, and Liv's stomach twisted. "I've been living a damn lie for 5 years. A gasp rippled through the crowd. Liv's jaw dropped. What the hell is he doing? She glanced at Sophia, their 4-year-old daughter, clinging to her leg. Her big blue eyes, Andy's eyes wide with confusion. "Mommy, why's Daddy on TV?" she whispered, her tiny voice barely audible over the murmurs. Andy's gaze flicked to Liv, just for a second, and then back to the cameras. "Olivia Johnson is my wife. Sophia is our daughter. And I'm done hiding them from the world." The room exploded. Gasps turned to whispers, whispers to shouts. A woman in a diamond-encrusted gown dropped her champagne flute, the glass shattering on the marble floor. Producers scrambled, yelling into headsets. Liv felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. Her knees wobbled, but she stood tall, her chin high. He did not just do that, on live TV, in front of the whole damn country. Sophia tugged her dress. "Mommy, is Daddy in trouble?" Liv forced a smile, crouching to kiss her daughter's forehead. "Nah, baby girl. Daddy's just being Daddy." But inside, her mind was a hurricane. Andy had promised to keep their marriage a secret for 5 years to protect her from his old money, stuck-up family. They'd built a life in the shadows, a happy bubble in their Montauk beach house, away from the Harrison dynasty's judgment. And now, with one sentence, he'd blown it all to hell. On stage, Andy kept going, his voice stronger now. "I've let fear run my life for too long. Fear of my family, fear of what people would say. But Liv and Sophia are my real family, and I'm proud as hell to call them mine." The crowd was a mix of shock and awe. Some clapped hesitantly, others whispered furiously. Liv caught a glimpse of a producer mouthing, "Cut to commercial," but the director shook his head, sensing ratings gold. Her phone buzzed in her clutch, probably Maya, her best friend, losing her mind. Liv didn't dare check. She was too busy staring at Andy, her husband, the man who'd just turned their world upside down. Somewhere in a Manhattan penthouse, Marcus Harrison, Andy's older brother was watching the live stream on his 80-inch TV. His face turned purple as he slammed his whiskey glass on the table. "What the hell is this bullshit?" he roared, his wife flinching. Andy's lost his damn mind. Elizabeth, their sister, sat frozen, her manicured nails digging into her palms. The Harrison family, one of New York's oldest and richest dynasties, was about to become tabloid fodder, and Marcus was ready to burn the city down to stop it. Back in the studio, Liv felt every eye on her. She straightened, her Brooklyn grit kicking in. No way was she letting these rich assholes see her sweat. She adjusted her dress, picked up Sophia, and whispered, "We got this, baby girl." But as she looked at Andy, still on stage, ignoring the chaos, she wondered what the hell came next. 5 years earlier. The Waldorf Astoria ballroom was just as dazzling, but Liv was in her element, running the show as the event coordinator. Her black dress was simpler back then, her curls pinned up, but her confidence was the same. She moved through the crowd like a general, clipboard in hand, making sure the gala for a children's hospital went off without a hitch. "Yo, miss." Got a quiet spot for a phone call. A deep voice called behind her. She turned to find Andy Harrison. 35 then, his blue eyes piercing through the dim light. He was stupidly handsome, tall, broad-shouldered, with a jawline that could cut glass. But Liv wasn't fazed. She'd dealt with rich guys before. Thurston room, end of the hall, left side. "Mr. Harrison," she said, her tone professional but with a hint of sass. She knew who he was, billionaire, CEO, major donor. Her job was to know everyone. He raised an eyebrow, a smirk tugging at his lips. "You know my name." Liv didn't miss a beat. "Gotta know who's dropping $3 million. Don't I keep up? Rich boy." Andy laughed, a real laugh that turned heads. "You run this shit like a badass. Ms. Johnson, watch your mouth, or I'll charge you for cussing." She shot back, but her lips twitched into a smile. There was something about him charm, without arrogance, like he wasn't trying to impress her but genuinely wanted to know her. "Fair enough," he said, still grinning. "How about dinner tomorrow, somewhere quiet? No cameras." Liv paused, sizing him up. "Why, 'cause you're not impressed by my money, but you're not pretending you don't know who I am either," he said, his voice dropping. "And 'cause you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, and I'd be a damn fool not to ask." She laughed, shaking her head. "I don't date clients. Event's over tomorrow," he countered, leaning closer. "One dinner. If it sucks, you never see me again." Liv bit her lip, her gut telling her to say yes despite her rules. "Fine. One dinner. Don't screw it up." The next night, at a hole-in-the-wall Italian joint in Brooklyn, Andy showed up in jeans and a button-down, looking like a regular guy instead of a billionaire. He tried to cut his pizza with a knife and fork, earning a cackle from Liv. "Man, you're a billionaire and you can't handle a slice? That's some weak-ass shit." He grinned, dropping the utensils. "All right, Brooklyn, teach me." She folded the slice like a pro, handing it to him. "Like this, rookie." He took a bite, and a glob of sauce splattered on his shirt. "Well, damn," he muttered, wiping it with a napkin. "Guess I'm fired." "Nah, you're on probation," Liv teased, her eyes sparkling. By the end of the night, she knew she was in trouble. Andy wasn't just charming, he was real, funny, and looked at her like she was the only person in the universe. Their dates piled up coffee in Brooklyn, late-night walks by the Hudson, stolen kisses in Central Park. One night, sprawled on his penthouse couch, Andy opened up about his family. The Harrisons are old money, old ideas, he said, his voice heavy. They expect me to marry some society girl. Keep the legacy clean. They'd lose their shit if they knew about us. Liv propped herself on an elbow, her curls falling over one shoulder. So what, I don't need their approval. I just need you. He kissed her, slow and deep. You're my whole damn world. Liv. 3 months later, under a starlit sky on Montauk's beach, Andy dropped to one knee, holding a simple emerald ring, her favorite stone. Liv. I want to marry you, he said, his voice cracking. But I gotta ask something tough. Her heart sank. What, I need our marriage to stay a secret. Just for a while, he said, his eyes pleading. My family. They destroyed my last relationship. She wasn't right for them. I can't let them hurt you. Liv stepped back, her chest tight. You want me to be your dirty little secret? That's some bullshit. Andy. It's not like that, he said, grabbing her hands. It's to protect us. They'd come after you. Liv. You're black. You're not from their world, and they're ruthless. I just need time. She walked away, the waves crashing around her feet, her mind racing. Growing up in Brooklyn, she'd faced her share of prejudice, snide comments, sideways glances. Her mom, Tasha, had taught her to hold her head high, to be proud of her heritage. But this, hiding a marriage, it felt like a betrayal. For days, they argued. Liv laid it out. I'm a black woman, Andy. I fought for everything I have. I don't hide, and I don't shrink. Andy begged. 5 years. Liv, give me 5 years to get the company stable, to stand up to them. Then we go public, I swear. Finally, she agreed, but with a fire in her eyes. 5 years, not a day more. And you better not fuck this up. Their wedding was small, just them and 2 strangers as witnesses on a Caribbean beach. The sun set, painting the sky orange and pink. Andy slipped the ring on her finger, his hands trembling. You're my everything, he whispered, kissing her as the waves sang. They lay on the sand, wrapped in each other, the stars above them like a promise. Liv pressed her cheek to his chest, listening to his heartbeat. Don't make me regret this. Andy. He didn't. For 5 years. They built a life in secret. A Montauk beach house. Bought through a shell company. Became their sanctuary. Sophia was born. A perfect blend of them. Andy's blue eyes, Liv's warm brown skin and curly hair. They were happy, but the clock was ticking. Back in the present, the studio was a madhouse. Andy stepped off the stage, ignoring the producers trying to pull him aside. He made a beeline for Liv, his face a mix of relief and fear. Liv, I'm sorry I didn't warn you, he said, his voice low. I couldn't keep lying. She set Sophia down, her hands shaking. You just blew up our lives on live TV. Andy, what the hell were you thinking I was thinking? I'm tired of hiding you, he said, his eyes locking with hers. You and Sophia deserve the world, not the shadows. Sophia tugged his pant leg. Daddy, you're famous now. He laughed, scooping her up. Yeah, princess. Something like that. Liv's phone buzzed again. She glanced at it, a text from Maya. Holy shit. Liv, Your man just nuked the internet, call me. She sighed, knowing the storm was just beginning. The Harrison family would come for them. The tabloids were probably already writing headlines, billionaire's secret black wife, and Damien Voss, Andy's old friend turned enemy, was out there, likely grinning at the chaos. Liv took a deep breath, her Brooklyn steel kicking in. She grabbed Andy's hand, squeezing it. You started this shit. Harrison, now we finish it together. He nodded, his jaw tight. Together. As they walked out, the cameras still rolling, Liv's phone lit up with Twitter notifications. #Harrison scandal was trending, and one tweet caught her eye. Olivia Johnson. You a queen. Keep shining, she smirked, typing a quick reply. Damn right I'm a queen, and I ain't going nowhere. Yo, how wild was that TV bombshell? Are you Team Liv, rooting for her to slay, or think Andy's nuts for dropping that bomb? Drop a comment below and let me know what you'd do in Liv's shoes. Hit that subscribe button to catch the next part of this crazy drama. Trust me, shit's about to get real. The Harrison family mansion in Manhattan's Upper East Side was a fortress of old money marble floors, chandeliers that cost more than most people's houses, and walls lined with paintings of dead white guys in powdered wigs. Olivia Liv Johnson stood in the center of the grand living room, her red heels clicking defiantly on the polished floor. Her black dress hugged her curves. Her curls framed her face like a crown, and her brown skin glowed under the harsh light. She held Sophia's tiny hand, the 4-year-old clutching a stuffed bunny, her blue eyes darting around the room. Liv's heart was pounding, but her chin was high. No way was she letting these rich assholes intimidate her. Across the room, Marcus Harrison, Andy's older brother, paced like a caged lion, his face redder than a Brooklyn sunset. Elizabeth, their sister, sat stiffly on a velvet couch, her manicured nails digging into the cushions. Emma, Andy's artsy niece, leaned against the wall, her purple-streaked hair a quiet rebellion against the family's stuffy vibe. And Andy, her Andy, stood beside Liv, his jaw tight, his blue eyes burning with a mix of guilt and resolve. 2 days ago, he'd blown up their secret marriage on live TV, declaring Liv his wife and Sophia his daughter to the whole damn world. Now, the Harrison clan was out for blood. Marcus stopped pacing, pointing a meaty finger at Andy. What the hell was that stunt? Andy, you threw our family's legacy in the trash for this bullshit. His voice boomed, echoing off the high ceilings. Liv didn't flinch, stepping forward. This bullshit. You mean your brother's wife and daughter. Y'all can deal with it or not, but we're here to stay. Marcus's eyes narrowed, his gaze flicking to Liv like she was something he'd scraped off his shoe. Don't you dare talk to me like that in my house. You're nothing but a watch your damn mouth. Andy cut in, his voice low but sharp enough to slice through the tension. He moved closer to Liv, his hand brushing hers. A silent promise. Liv's my wife. Marcus. Sophia's my kid. You don't get to disrespect them. Sophia, oblivious to the grown-up drama, tugged Liv's dress. Mommy, why's Grumpy Grandpa so mad? Her tiny voice broke the silence, and Emma snorted, covering her mouth. Marcus's face twitched, caught between rage and embarrassment. Grumpy Grandpa kid. You, Emma, grinning, jumped in. She's not wrong. Uncle Marcus, you look like you swallowed a lemon. The room froze, and even Liv had to bite her lip to keep from laughing. Sophia, proud of her nickname, hugged her bunny tighter. Elizabeth cleared her throat, her voice icy. This isn't a joke. Emma, Andrew, you've humiliated us. The press is having a field day, and the board is freaking out. You owe us an explanation. Andy ran a hand through his salt and pepper hair, his shoulders sagging. I owe you nothing. Liz, I've spent years playing by your rules, hiding the best part of my life. I'm done. Marcus scoffed, crossing his arms. Best part? You married some Brooklyn nobody behind our backs, kept a kid's secret for years, and now you're acting like we're the bad guys. This is some next-level bullshit. Liv's blood boiled. She let go of Sophia's hand, stepping right up to Marcus, her eyes blazing. Call me a nobody again, and I'll show you how Brooklyn handles assholes like you. I'm not here for your approval. Marcus, I'm here for my family. The room went dead silent. Even Andy looked stunned, though a flicker of pride crossed his face. Marcus opened his mouth, but no words came out. Emma whispered, "Damn, she's a queen." And Sophia, sensing the vibe, clapped her hands. "Go, Mommy." Elizabeth stood, smoothing her skirt. Enough. Andrew, you need to fix this. The family's reputation is at stake. The board's talking about voting you out as CEO. Andy's face hardened. Let them try. I built Harrison Industries, not you. And I'm not choosing you over Liv and Sophia. Marcus threw his hands up. You're throwing away everything for her. You're a fucking idiot. Liv grabbed Andy's arm before he could lunge at his brother. He's not worth it. Babe, she said, her voice steady despite the fire in her chest. She turned to Marcus. You want to fight? Bring it. But we're not going anywhere. Sophia, bored now, wandered to a fancy vase and poked it. Pretty, she chirped, nearly knocking it over. Liv scooped her up, her heart racing but her face calm. Let's go. Andy, we're done here. As they walked out, Emma caught Liv's eye, giving her a subtle thumbs up. Marcus's voice followed them. This ain't over. Andy, Liv didn't look back. She'd faced worse than a rich prick throwing a tantrum. Outside, the Manhattan air was crisp, the city buzzing with horns and lights. Liv strapped Sophia into her car seat, her hands still shaking. Andy leaned against the SUV, looking like he'd aged 10 years. Liv, I'm so damn sorry, he said, his voice raw. I should have warned you about the TV thing. I couldn't keep lying. She shut the car door, turning to face him. You didn't just blow up our secret. Andy, you put a target on my back. The whole world's watching now, and your family's ready to bury me. He reached for her, but she stepped back. I know I fucked up, he said, his eyes pleading. But I meant every word on that stage. You and Sophia are my everything. Liv's throat tightened. She wanted to yell, to cry. But she saw the pain in his eyes, the same pain she'd seen 5 years ago when he begged her to keep their marriage secret. We're in this together now, she said finally, her voice softer. But you better have my back, Harrison, 'cause shit's about to get ugly. He nodded, pulling her into a hug. Always. Liv, I swear. Her phone buzzed Maya, probably losing her mind again. Liv glanced at the screen girl. You just stared down Marcus like a damn lion. Call me. I need tea, she smirked, tucking the phone away. Maya was going to have a field day with this. The next morning, Liv woke to a nightmare. Her phone was blowing up with notifications, and not the good kind. Tabloids had gone wild after Andy's TV bombshell, and they weren't kind. Billionaire's secret black wife gold digger or true love screamed one headline. Another called her Brooklyn's scheming siren. Twitter was worse. Harrison's scandal was trending. With trolls spewing venom, She trapped him for the money. No way a black chick from Brooklyn lands a billionaire legit. Liv sat at the kitchen table in their Montauk beach house, the ocean waves crashing outside. Sophia was upstairs, coloring with her nanny. Liv scrolled through the hate, her stomach churning. She'd faced prejudice before, snide comments at events. Clients assuming she was the help, but this was a whole new level of bullshit. Her mom, Tasha, called, her voice warm but firm. "Baby, you okay?" Liv sighed, rubbing her temples. "Not really. Ma, the world's calling me a gold digger, and Andy's family wants my head on a platter." Tasha's laugh was sharp. "Let 'em talk. You're a black woman in their world. Liv, they're scared of you shining. Keep your head high, like I taught you." Liv smiled despite herself. "Always. Ma." "Damn right," Tasha said. "Now, where's my grandbaby? I need some Sophia cuddles." "She's coloring up a storm," Liv said, her heart lifting. "I'll bring her to Brooklyn soon." After hanging up, Liv headed to a client meeting in the city, determined to keep her head in the game. But at the venue, a swanky midtown hotel, a client, some snooty socialite, gave her a fake smile. "Olivia, dear, you landed this gig through Harrison, right? Quite the connection." Liv's eyes narrowed, but her voice stayed smooth. "No, ma'am. I landed it through my damn talent. Been running events like this since you were still picking out your first Botox appointment." The woman blinked, flustered, and Liv walked away, her heels clicking like a battle drum. She wasn't just fighting for herself. She was fighting for Sophia, for Andy, for the life they'd built back in Montauk that evening. Liv found Andy on the beach, staring at the waves. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. Sophia ran circles around them, chasing seagulls, her giggles filling the air. Liv kicked off her heels, the sand cool between her toes, and sat beside Andy. "You okay?" she asked, her voice soft. He shook his head, his eyes distant. "I fucked up, Liv, dragging you into this mess, letting my family talk to you like that. I should have stood up to them years ago." She took his hand, her fingers intertwining with his. "You stood up to them on TV, dumbass. That's a start." He chuckled, but it was hollow. "The board's talking about voting me out. Marcus is pushing hard. And the press, they're tearing you apart." "Let 'em," Liv said, her voice fierce. "I'm a black woman from Brooklyn. Andy, I've been through worse than some tabloid trash. We'll fight this together." He turned to her, his eyes searching hers. "You don't deserve this shit." She leaned in, kissing him softly, her lips warm against his. "I chose you, Andy. All of you, the good, the bad, and the messy-ass family. I'd walk through hell for you." He pulled her close, his arms wrapping around her like a lifeline. "I don't deserve you, Liv." "Damn right you don't," she teased, her smile breaking through. "But you're stuck with me." Sophia ran up, plopping into their laps, sand flying everywhere. "Look, I found a shell," she squealed, holding up a tiny, cracked conch. "It's for you, Daddy." Andy kissed her forehead, his eyes misty. "It's perfect, Princess." They sat there, the three of them, as the stars began to peek out. Liv rested her head on Andy's shoulder. Sophia nestled between them. The world was screaming, but for this moment, they were untouchable. Earlier that day, Maya had FaceTimed Liv, her kitchen a mess of flour and spices. "Girl, you stared down Marcus Harrison like a damn lion," she'd said, waving a spatula. "Tell that old fart to chill his ass out." Liv laughed, sipping coffee. "Maya, you're gonna get me in trouble. Trouble. You're already in it." Maya grinned, her braids swinging. "Andy's out here dropping bombs on TV, and you're slaying in that red dress. Shit, you're my hero." "Stop," Liv said, but her cheeks warmed. "It's a mess. Maya, the press is calling me a gold digger. Fuck 'em," Maya said, tossing a pinch of salt over her shoulder for luck. "You're a queen. Liv, they're just mad you're winning." Liv shook her head, grinning. "You're ridiculous. And you love it." Maya shot back. "Now, bring Sophia over. I'm making jerk chicken. And I ain't burning it this time." "Lies," Liv teased. But she promised to visit soon. As Liv and Andy walked back to the beach house, Sophia asleep in his arms. Liv's phone buzzed with a news alert. Harrison CEO's secret marriage is Olivia Johnson a scam. Her stomach twisted, but she swiped it away. She wasn't running from this fight. Not now. Not ever. Andy glanced at her, his voice quiet. "We're gonna be okay. Right?" Liv squeezed his hand, her eyes fierce. "Hell yeah. We are. They don't know who they're messing with." He smiled, the first real smile she'd seen all day. "My badass queen." "Damn straight," she said. And they stepped into the house, ready to face whatever came next. The Manhattan skyline glittered through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Harrison Industries headquarters. But inside Andy Harrison's corner office, the air was thick with despair. Papers littered the desk, phones rang unanswered, and the hum of panicked voices seeped through the walls. Andy, 40, sat slumped in his leather chair, his tie loosened, his salt and pepper hair a mess from running his hands through it. His blue eyes, usually sharp, were dull, staring at a news headline on his laptop. Harrison Industries on the brink. Billionaire CEO faces ruin. The words hit like a punch to the gut. 3 weeks had passed since Andy's bombshell on live TV, outing his secret marriage to Olivia Liv Johnson and their daughter, Sophia. The fallout was brutal. His family was out for blood. The press was tearing Liv apart. And now his company, the empire he'd built, was crumbling. Damien Voss, his old friend turned enemy, had pulled the rug out from under him, convincing key investors to yank their funding. Andy had poured every dime of his personal fortune into saving the company. But it wasn't enough. The board was meeting tomorrow, and he knew what was coming: bankruptcy. Boss, Robert Klein, his loyal assistant, poked his head in, his face grim. "The lawyers are here. They need you in the conference room." Andy rubbed his eyes, his voice hoarse. "That bastard Voss screwed me over. Robert. I trusted him once, and he fucking gutted me." Robert hesitated, then stepped inside, closing the door. "You want my 2 cents? Voss is a snake. But you're still Andy Harrison. You've got Liv, Sophia, and a hell of a brain. You'll bounce back." Andy gave a bitter laugh. "Bounce back? I'm about to lose everything. My family's disowning me. The press is eating Liv alive. And now this, I'm a fucking failure." Robert shook his head. "You're not. You're fighting for what matters. Now get your ass to that meeting." Andy nodded, dragging himself up. He straightened his tie, trying to summon the CEO he used to be, but all he felt was the weight of his mistakes. In Montauk, Liv was in their beach house kitchen, chopping vegetables for dinner while Sophia colored at the table, humming a made-up song about mermaids. The ocean roared outside, a soothing contrast to the chaos in Liv's head. Her phone sat face down on the counter. She'd muted it after another round of nasty headlines. Brooklyn gold digger sinks. Harrison Empire. One rag had screamed. Twitter was a cesspool of trolls, some calling her a scheming hoe, others spewing racist garbage about a black woman trapping a billionaire. Liv was used to fighting, but this was a whole new level of bullshit. Sophia looked up, her blue eyes bright. "Mommy, is Daddy coming home soon?" Liv forced a smile, wiping her hands on a dish towel. "Yeah, baby girl. He's just working late. You want to help me make his favorite pasta?" Sophia nodded, scrambling to grab a wooden spoon. "I'm the best stirrer." "Damn right you are," Liv said, lifting her onto a stool. But as Sophia stirred the sauce, Liv's mind drifted to Andy. He'd been distant, buried in work, his texts short and clipped. She knew he was fighting to save the company, but the man she loved was slipping away, and it scared her. Her phone buzzed a FaceTime call from Maya, her best friend. Liv answered, and Maya's face filled the screen, her braids tied back, her kitchen a mess of spices and pots. "Yo, Liv, you holding up or what?" Maya asked, waving a spatula. "The internet's acting like you personally bankrupted the dude," Liv snorted, chopping an onion. "They can kiss my ass. I'm more worried about Andy. He's killing himself over this company shit." Maya's eyes softened. "He's got you, girl. That's worth more than all his fancy suits. Speaking of, I'm throwing a fuck the haters party this weekend. You and Sophia are coming. No excuses." Liv laughed. The first real laugh all day. "A party, Maya? You're gonna burn your damn kitchen down." "Excuse you. I'm a culinary genius." Maya shot back, then grinned. "Okay. Maybe I set one tiny fire last week. But we don't talk about that. Bring your fine-ass husband, too. He needs to chill." "We'll see," Liv said. But her smile faded as she hung up. She glanced at Sophia, who was now drawing a picture of a mermaid with Andy's face. "Daddy's a mermaid king," she declared. Liv kissed her curls. "He sure is, baby." The next day, the axe fell. Harrison Industries declared bankruptcy. The news hit like a tsunami, flooding every channel and website. Billionaire Andrew Harrison loses empire. Blared CNN. The New York Post was crueler. From penthouse to poorhouse, Harrison's fall from grace. Andy's penthouse was seized, his cars repossessed, his bank accounts frozen. The Montauk Beach House, tucked away under a shell company, was the only thing left. Andy came home that night, his face ashen, his suit rumpled. Liv was waiting on the porch, the stars twinkling above the ocean. Sophia was asleep, the house quiet except for the waves. Andy dropped onto the steps, his head in his hands. "It's gone." "Liv," he whispered. "Everything. The company. The money. Our life. I'm a fucking failure." Liv sat beside him, her heart breaking. She'd seen him at his best, commanding boardrooms, charming donors, but now he was just a man, raw and broken. "You're not a failure," she said, her voice fierce. "You're my man. Andy, money don't make you." He looked at her, his eyes red. "I promised you the world. Liv, a big house, fancy schools for Sophia, everything. Now I've got nothing but debts and a family that hates us." She grabbed his face, forcing him to meet her gaze. "Listen to me, dumbass. You've got me. You've got Sophia. That's the world. The rest is just noise." He shook his head, pulling away. "You don't get it. The press is ripping you apart. My family's coming for you. And I can't protect you. I'm useless. Liv's temper flared. Don't you dare pull that self-pity shit on me. Andy Harrison. I'm a black woman from Brooklyn. I've been fighting since I was born. You think I need your money to survive? I need you. So get your ass up and fight with me. He stared at her, stunned, then let out a shaky laugh. You're something else. You know that. Damn straight, she said, but her voice softened. We're in this together. Andy. Always. The next evening, Maya showed up at the beach house, armed with a bottle of cheap wine and a plan to fix Andy's sad-ass vibes. She wore a t-shirt that read, "Broke but badass," her braids swinging as she marched in. "All right, people, it's time for Operation Fuck the Haters," she announced, setting up a makeshift party in the living room. Sophia clapped, thrilled, while Liv raised an eyebrow. Maya. "What the hell is this?" Liv asked. Eyeing the paper crown, Maya plopped on Andy's head. "It's a bankruptcy bash," Maya said, grinning. "Andy, you're officially the king of starting over. Own this shit." She handed him a plastic scepter, and Sophia giggled, grabbing one for herself. Andy, still hollow-eyed, managed to smile. "You're insane." "Maya, insane and fabulous," she shot back, pouring wine into mismatched mugs. "Now, let's dance like the world ain't watching." They cranked up some old-school hip-hop, and Sophia twirled around, waving her scepter. Liv pulled Andy to his feet, her hands on his hips. "Come on, rich boy. Show me your moves." He groaned but swayed with her, his hands finding her waist. "I'm rusty," he muttered, stepping on her toe. "Rusty, babe." "You're a damn disaster," Liv teased, laughing as he spun her. For a moment, the weight lifted, and they were just Liv and Andy, dancing in their living room, Sophia cheering them on. Maya, filming on her phone, shouted, "Y'all are cute as hell, this is going viral." Then she handed Sophia a cupcake, only to realize she'd mixed up the frosting with salt. Sophia took a bite and spat it out, wailing, "Aunt Maya, this is gross." Maya threw her hands up. "I'm broke." "Okay, I thought it was sugar sue me." Andy burst out laughing, the sound raw and real. "I'm bankrupt. But I ain't eating this crap," he said, tossing the cupcake aside. Liv caught his eye, her heart swelling. There he was, her Andy, still in there somewhere, but the lightness didn't last. Later that night, after Maya left and Sophia was tucked in, Andy sat on the couch, staring at his phone. Liv joined him, her bare feet curling under her. "What's up?" she asked, sensing the storm brewing. He showed her the screen, a text from Marcus Boards voting you out tomorrow. "You're done. Should have ditched that woman when you had the chance." Andy's hand shook. "They're not just coming for me, Liv. They're coming for you and Sophia. I can't protect you." Liv's chest tightened. She hated seeing him like this, broken by the family he'd spent years trying to please. "You don't need to protect me," she said, her voice steady. "I'm not some damsel." "Andy, but you're pissing me off with this 'I'm useless' crap." He looked at her, his eyes desperate. "Liv, I want you to take Sophia and go. Somewhere safe, away from this mess. I'll figure it out." Her temper snapped. "Don't you fucking dare push me away." "Andy Harrison," she shouted, standing up. "You think I'm gonna run because shit got hard? I'm not your damn charity case." He stood too, his voice rising. "I'm trying to keep you safe. Liv, you don't know what they're capable of. I know exactly what they're capable of." She fired back, stepping closer, her eyes blazing. I've been dealing with people like your family my whole life, Rich. Entitled assholes who think they can scare me. I'm not running, and neither are you. They stood there, inches apart, breathing hard, the air crackling. Then Liv grabbed his shirt, pulling him into their bedroom, slamming the door. The room was dark, lit only by a flickering candle on the nightstand. "You think you're nothing now?" she whispered, her voice fierce, her hands tugging at his shirt. "You're everything to me, you stubborn bastard." He caught her wrists, his eyes searching hers. "Liv." "Shut up," she said, kissing him hard, her lips demanding. She pushed him onto the bed, her fingers working his buttons, her curls falling over her shoulders. "You're mine, Andy. No money, no company, no bullshit family changes that." He groaned, his hands gripping her hips, pulling her closer. Their clothes hit the floor, and they moved together, desperate, hungry, each touch a defiance of the world outside. Liv's skin burned against his, her breath hot on his neck as she whispered, "We'll build it all back, together." They lost themselves in each other, the candlelight dancing on their bodies, a fierce promise that they were stronger than their losses. The next morning, Liv woke to find Andy in the kitchen, attempting to make coffee. The machine sputtered, spraying grounds everywhere. Sophia ran in, giggling. Daddy made a coffee storm. Liv leaned against the doorway, her robe loose, a smirk on her lips. "Andy Harrison. You broke your company and now my coffee maker. You're on thin ice, mister." He turned, sheepish, coffee grounds on his cheek. "I'm sorry, babe, but you want some of my hurricane brew?" She laughed, crossing the room to wipe his face. "You're a damn mess, but you're my mess." He caught her hand, his eyes serious. "I meant what I said last night. Liv, we're doing this together." "Damn right," she said, kissing him softly. Sophia tugged their legs, demanding pancakes, and for a moment, they were just a family. The world's chaos locked outside. But Liv knew the storm wasn't over. Marcus was plotting, Damien was lurking, and the press wasn't done. She glanced at her phone, a new headline. Harrison's wife faces backlash. Who is Olivia Johnson? She swiped it away, her jaw set. Let them come. She was ready to fight. Rain hammered the Montauk beach house. The ocean a churning gray mess outside the windows. Inside, Olivia Liv Johnson sat at the kitchen table, her curls pulled into a messy bun, her brown eyes scanning a legal document that made her stomach twist. The letterhead read, "Harrison Family Attorneys," and the words "contest of marital legitimacy" jumped out like a slap. It had been 2 weeks since Harrison Industries declared bankruptcy, stripping Andy of his fortune and leaving them with only this house. Now, his family was coming for blood, claiming Liv's marriage was a fraud and Sophia wasn't a legitimate Harrison. It was bullshit, but it was dangerous bullshit. Liv, 32, pushed the papers away, her hands shaking. She'd faced plenty in her life racist clients, snide remarks about her Brooklyn roots, but this was a new low. The Harrisons weren't just trying to erase her, they were trying to erase her daughter. Sophia, 4, was upstairs napping, oblivious to the storm brewing. Liv's phone buzzed with a text from Maya. Her best friend, "Yo, these rich assholes suing you. I'm ready to throw hands." Liv smirked. But it faded fast. She needed more than Maya's fists to fight this. Andy stormed in, his jacket soaked, his salt and pepper hair plastered to his forehead. His blue eyes were wild, a mix of rage and despair. "Marcus is behind this," he said, tossing his phone on the table. "He's got the whole damn family on board. Even Elizabeth. They're saying I was coerced, that you're some kind of con artist." Liv stood, her voice sharp. "Coerced. They think I brainwashed you into marrying me. That's some next-level bullshit. Andy." He ran a hand through his wet hair, pacing. "I know. Liv. I called Marcus, told him to back off. But he's out for blood. He says I've ruined the family name, and he's not letting you steal what's left." Steal Liv's laugh was bitter. "We're living off my event gigs and your last few bucks. What the hell do they think I'm stealing, their dusty-ass legacy?" Andy stopped, his shoulders slumping. "I'm sorry, Liv. This is my fault. I should have told them years ago. Face them instead of hiding you." She softened, crossing the room to grab his hand. "Stop beating yourself up, dumbass. We made that choice together. But we're not hiding anymore. And we're not losing Sophia." He pulled her close, his wet jacket cold against her skin. "I'd burn the world down before I let them touch her. Or you." She kissed his jaw, her voice fierce. "Then let's fight. Together." The next day, Liv met with a lawyer in Brooklyn, a no-nonsense woman named Carla who'd grown up in the same neighborhood. Carla's office was cramped, stacked with files, but her sharp eyes and quick wit put Liv at ease. "This lawsuit's a pile of crap," Carla said, flipping through the documents. "Your marriage is legal. Sophia's birth certificate lists Andy as the father, and they've got no proof of coercion. But rich folks like the Harrisons, they'll bury you in legal fees just to wear you down." Liv leaned back, her arms crossed. "So what do we do?" "Hit back hard," Carla said, smirking. "File a countersuit for defamation. They're calling you a fraud in public. Let's make them pay for it. And get every document you have, marriage license, photos, anything proving you and Andy are the real deal." Liv nodded, her jaw set. "I've got a box of love letters Andy wrote me. Will that work?" Carla grinned. "Oh, hell yeah. Nothing says real love like a billionaire's sappy handwriting." As Liv left the office, her phone buzzed with a call from Emma, Andy's niece. "Liv, I'm at a coffee shop in the city," Emma whispered, her voice urgent. "I need to talk. It's about Uncle Marcus." Liv's gut tightened. "I'm on my way." The coffee shop in Williamsburg was crowded with hipsters and laptops, the air thick with the smell of espresso. Emma, 22, sat in a corner, her purple-streaked hair tucked under a beanie, her eyes darting nervously. Liv slid into the booth, her black leather jacket creaking. "All right, kid. What's up?" Emma leaned forward, keeping her voice low. "Marcus is working with Damien Voss. I overheard him on the phone last night. Damien's feeding him dirt, trying to make you look like a gold digger. They're planning to drag this lawsuit out until you and Andy break." Liv's blood ran cold. Damien Voss, Andy's former friend, and now his worst enemy, was the snake who'd tanked Harrison Industries. "That slimy bastard," she muttered. "What kind of dirt?" Emma bit her lip. "Damien's got some hacker digging into your past, old photos, emails, anything to twist. Marcus wants to paint you as a hustler who trapped Andy." Liv's laugh was sharp. "Trapped I was dodging his ass for weeks before I said yes to a date. These idiots don't know who they're messing with." Emma grinned, but it faded fast. "Liv, be careful. Marcus is pissed, and Damien's dangerous. I'm on your side. But the family, they're ruthless." Liv reached across the table, squeezing Emma's hand. Thanks for the heads up, kid. You're the only Harrison with a damn heart. Emma blushed. Sophia's pretty cool, too. I drew her a picture of a mermaid with her curls. Don't let them take her away. Liv's throat tightened. Not a chance. That night, the storm outside mirrored the one inside the beach house. Liv and Andy sat on the couch. Sophia asleep upstairs with her stuffed bunny. Liv told him about Emma's warning, watching his face darken. Damien's always been a vindictive asshole, Andy said, his voice low. 10 years ago, we were partners. I cut him out after he tried to screw over a client. Now he's getting his revenge. Liv's eyes narrowed. And Marcus is eating it up. Your brother's got no spine. Andy stood, pacing. I need to confront Damien. End this shit once and for all. Liv grabbed his arm. You're not going alone. That snake's got no morals. We do this smart. He looked at her, his jaw tight. Liv, I can't let him keep hurting you. The lawsuit, the press. Now this, it's my mess. She stood, her voice fierce. It's our mess. Andy, you don't get to play hero and leave me on the sidelines. We fight together, or we don't fight at all. He stared at her, then pulled her into a kiss, hard and desperate. You're too damn stubborn, he muttered against her lips. Damn right, she said, smirking. Now let's figure out how to skin that snake. The next day, the tabloids dropped a new bomb. Harrison's wife. A scheming past screamed the New York Star, alongside grainy photos of Liv from her college days partying, laughing, one with an ex-boyfriend's arm around her. The article quoted anonymous sources claiming she'd targeted Andy for his money, using her Brooklyn charm to trap him. It was vile, laced with racist dog whistles about her urban roots. Liv read it at Maya's Brooklyn apartment, her hands shaking with rage. Maya, stirring a pot of jerked chicken, glanced over. This is some racist-ass bullshit. Liv, they're dragging you through the mud, 'cause you're a black woman who dared to love a rich white guy. Liv tossed her phone on the counter. They think this'll break me. I've been called worse than scheming in middle school. Maya grinned, waving her spatula. That's my girl. But for real, Damien's a slimy asshole. I say we TP his penthouse, or I could serve him a knuckle sandwich. Liv laughed, but it was strained, tempting. But I need to keep my ass out of jail for Sophia. Sophia ran in, holding a drawing of a superhero with Liv's curls. Mommy, this is you. You beat the bad guys. Liv scooped her up, kissing her cheek. Damn right, baby girl. Mommy's got this. But when she got home, Andy was waiting, his face pale. He showed her an email from Damien, forwarded to Marcus, a hacked copy of an old email Liv had sent to Maya, joking about landing a rich guy after their first date. It was a nothing comment, but out of context, it looked damning. He's going to use this in court, Andy said, his voice shaking. Liv, you believe this crap she cut in, her eyes flashing. You think I'm some gold digger? Hell no, he said, grabbing her shoulders. I know you. Liv, you're my queen, but they're twisting everything, and I can't stop it. She pulled away, her voice trembling. Then we fight harder, Andy. I'm not losing you or Sophia to these bastards. That night, Andy tracked Damien down at a sleazy bar in Hell's Kitchen, the kind of place where deals went sour and fists flew. Liv insisted on coming, her leather jacket and fierce glare making her look like a warrior. The bar smelled of stale beer and regret, neon lights buzzing overhead. Damien sat in a corner booth, his slick suit out of place, a smirk on his face as Andy approached. "Well, well, the fallen king," Damien drawled, sipping a whiskey. "Come to beg Andy's fists clenched. You're a fucking snake. Damien. Hacking emails. Spreading lies about my wife. You're done." Damien laughed, leaning back. "You're nothing now. Harrison, no money, no company. I'm just finishing what you started when you screwed me over." Liv stepped forward, her voice ice cold. "You want to talk screwing over? Keep my name out of your dirty mouth, or I'll show you how Brooklyn handles trash like you." Damien's smirk faltered, but he recovered. "Feisty. No wonder Andy fell for you. Too bad you're just a footnote in his ruin." Andy lunged, but Liv grabbed his arm, her nails digging in. "He's not worth it." "Babe," she said. Her eyes locked on Damien. "This coward hides behind hackers and lies. We'll bury him the right way." Damien raised his glass, mocking. "Good luck. Lovebirds, you'll need it." They walked out, rain soaking them as they hit the street, under a flickering streetlight. Andy pulled Liv close, his voice raw. "I'm sorry. Liv, I can't stop this shit." She cupped his face, rain dripping down her cheeks, her curls plastered to her skin. "We're stronger than this. Andy. They can throw all the lies they want. We've got the truth." He kissed her, hard and desperate, the rain mixing with their tears. "I don't deserve you," he whispered. "Damn right you don't," she said, a faint smile breaking through. "But you're stuck with me. Back home." Sophia woke from a nightmare, crying for her parents. Liv and Andy curled up with her in bed, her tiny body nestled between them. "The bad guys won't get us." "Right?" she asked, clutching her bunny. Liv kissed her forehead. "No way, baby girl. Mommy and Daddy are tougher than any bad guys." As Sophia drifted back to sleep, Liv looked at Andy, her voice barely a whisper. "We're gonna win this. Right?" He squeezed her hand, his eyes fierce. "Hell yeah, we are. But outside." The storm raged on, and Liv knew the worst was yet to come. Marcus, Damien, the press they were closing in, and the fight for their family was about to get uglier. The Montauk beach house was quiet, save for the soft crash of waves outside and the faint hum of the refrigerator. Olivia Liv Johnson sat cross-legged on the living room floor, surrounded by a fortress of cardboard boxes, remnants of their old life, packed up after the bankruptcy that had stripped Andy of his empire. Her curls were tied back with a scarf, her brown skin glowing in the dim lamplight, but her eyes were tired, shadowed by weeks of fighting. The Harrison family's lawsuit hung over them like a guillotine, claiming Liv's marriage was a sham and Sophia wasn't a true heir. Damien Voss's lies, twisted emails, and college photos had fueled the tabloids, painting Liv as a gold-digging hustler. It was bullshit, but it was wearing her down. Sophia, 4, was asleep upstairs, her stuffed bunny tucked under her arm. Liv glanced at a photo on the coffee table, her, Andy, and Sophia on the beach last summer, laughing under a starry sky. Her throat tightened. She'd fought for this family, but the Harrisons and Damien were relentless, and Andy was crumbling under the weight. The front door creaked open, and Andy stepped in, his jacket damp from the evening mist. His salt and pepper hair was mussed, his blue eyes hollow. He carried a small envelope, his hands trembling as he set it on the table. Robert dropped this off, he said, his voice low. It's something I made a while back. Liv raised an eyebrow, pushing a box aside. What is it? He sat across from her, his gaze heavy. A video. I recorded it 4 years ago, right after Sophia was born. It's insurance for you and her, in case my family ever tried to fuck with you. Liv's heart skipped. Insurance, Andy. What the hell are you talking about? He opened the envelope, pulling out a USB drive. I knew this day might come. Marcus, Elizabeth, the whole damn clan, they've always controlled everything. I was scared they'd come for you if I wasn't around, so I made this. She stared at the drive, a tiny black rectangle that suddenly felt like a lifeline. What's on it? He met her eyes, his voice steady for the first time in weeks. The truth, everything about us, our marriage, Sophia, my love for you. If they try to take you down, this'll shut them up. Liv's hands shook as she plugged the drive into her laptop. The screen flickered, and there was Andy, 4 years younger, sitting in their Montauk bedroom. His hair was less gray, his face unlined, but his eyes held the same intensity. Liv, he began, looking straight at the camera. If you're watching this, something's gone wrong, and I didn't have the balls to stand up to my family. I'm sorry for that. More sorry than you'll ever know. Liv's breath caught. Andy reached for her hand, squeezing it as the video played. I'm recording this to protect you and Sophia, Video Andy continued. My family's ruthless. They'll try to erase you, say you tricked me, that Sophia's not mine. But I'm Andrew Harrison, and I'm saying this with a clear head. Olivia Johnson is my wife, legally married for a year as of this recording. Sophia is our daughter, my blood, my heart. I love them more than anything, and I'll be damned if anyone takes that away. Tears welled in Liv's eyes, spilling down her cheeks. Video Andy leaned closer, his voice fierce. If my family fucks with you, show this to the world. Let everyone know you're not the secret, you're the light. I was too scared to share. Liv, you're my queen. Sophia, you're my star. I'm sorry I didn't shout it from the rooftops sooner. The screen went black. Liv sat frozen, tears streaming, her hand gripping Andy's. You did this for us, she whispered. He nodded, his own eyes wet. I was a coward. Liv, hiding you, thinking it'd keep you safe. But I always knew you deserved more. This was my way of making sure you'd be okay, no matter what. She threw her arms around him, sobbing into his chest. You stubborn, sappy bastard. Why didn't you tell me? He held her tight, his voice breaking. I didn't want you to think I doubted us, but I knew my family. I knew they'd pull this shit. She pulled back, wiping her tears, her jaw set. We're showing this to them, Marcus, Elizabeth, the whole damn crew. They want to play dirty. We'll bury them. Andy's smile was grim but determined. Hell yeah, we will. The next morning, Liv called Carla, their lawyer, and sent her the video. Carla's voice crackled with excitement over the phone. This is gold. Liv. No judge in their right mind would buy the Harrisons' crap after seeing this. Andy's clear as day, sane, in love, and naming you and Sophia. Let's set up a meeting with the family. Neutral ground, my office. We'll play this and watch them squirm. Liv grinned, stirring pancake batter while Sophia danced around the kitchen, waving a spatula. You got it. Carla, let's make those assholes sweat. Sophia giggled. Mommy said a bad word. Liv winked. flipping a pancake. Mommy's allowed when she's fighting bad guys. Baby girl. Andy walked in, his face lighter than it had been in weeks. He scooped Sophia up, kissing her cheek. You helping Mommy be a superhero? Yep, Sophia said, smearing batter on his nose. We're gonna beat Grumpy Grandpa, Andy laughed, the sound warm and real. That's my girl. Liv caught his eye, her heart swelling. For the first time in forever, they felt like a team again, ready to take on the world. The meeting was set for the next day at Carla's Brooklyn office, a small space crammed with files and coffee mugs, but it felt like home to Liv. The Harrisons arrived like a funeral procession. Marcus, in a tailored suit, his face a permanent scowl. Elizabeth, elegant but tense, clutching her purse, and Emma, who shot Liv a secret smile, her purple beanie a splash of color in the grim room. Carla sat at the head of the table, her laptop open, while Liv and Andy stood shoulder to shoulder. Sophia at a daycare with Maya for the day. Marcus didn't waste time. This is a waste of my damn time, he growled, crossing his arms. Your little stunt on TV doesn't make this marriage legit. Andy, we're contesting everything: your mental state, her motives, the kid's paternity. You're done. Liv's blood boiled, but she kept her voice icy. You call my daughter the kid one more time, Marcus, and I'll show you how Brooklyn handles disrespect. Sit your ass down and listen. Elizabeth gasped, but Emma stifled a laugh. Marcus's face reddened, but he sat, glaring. Carla cleared her throat. Gentlemen, lady, we're here because you've accused my client of fraud. We have evidence that shuts that down. Watch. She hit play, and Andy's face filled the screen. The room went silent as Video Andy spoke, his voice steady and raw. Olivia Johnson is my wife. Sophia is our daughter. If my family fucks with you, show this to the world. Liv watched the Harrisons' faces. Marcus's jaw tightened. Elizabeth's eyes widened, and Emma nodded slightly, as if saying, told you so. When the video ended, Carla leaned back, smirking. That's Andrew Harrison, 4 years ago, clear-headed and in love. Your lawsuit's dead in the water. Marcus, want to keep wasting money? Or are we done here? Marcus slammed a fist on the table. This is bullshit. He was under her spell even then. Liv stepped forward, her voice like steel. Spell. I didn't need to trick Andy to love me. Unlike some people who need money to keep friends. You're pathetic, Marcus. Elizabeth spoke, her voice shaky. Andrew, is this true? You meant all that? Andy met her gaze, unflinching. Every damn word. I hid Liv and Sophia because I was scared of you, scared of what you'd do to them. But I'm not scared anymore. Emma stood, her voice fierce. Y'all are wrong. Liv's family. Sophia's family. Stop acting like dinosaurs and deal with it. Marcus turned on her. Stay out of this. Emma. No, she snapped. I'm done with this toxic shit. Uncle Andy's happier with Liv than he ever was with us. You're just mad you can't control him anymore. Elizabeth's eyes filled with tears. Andrew, we were wrong. I didn't know. I thought... She trailed off, looking at Liv. I'm sorry. Liv blinked, caught off guard. You're sorry. After all this, Elizabeth nodded, wiping her eyes. I saw the video. He loves you. I've never seen him like that with us. I don't want to lose my brother. Marcus stood, his chair scraping. "This isn't over. You'll hear from my lawyers." He stormed out. But the room felt different lighter, like a crack had formed in the Harrison wall. Carla grinned. "Well, that was fun. Liv, Andy, we've got this. The video's airtight." Liv squeezed Andy's hand, her heart pounding but hopeful. "Hell yeah, we do." That night, Maya threw an impromptu victory party at her Brooklyn apartment, the smell of jerk chicken and rum punch filling the air. Sophia ran around with Maya's nephew, waving glow sticks, while Liv and Andy sat on the couch, her head on his shoulder. Maya, in a badass ant t-shirt, handed them drinks. To kicking Harrison ass she toasted, clinking her glass. Andy laughed, raising his mug. "To my badass wife, who doesn't take shit from anyone." Liv grinned, sipping her punch. "And to my sappy husband, who finally grew a pair." Maya cackled, nearly spilling her drink. "Y'all are too cute, but for real, that video, Andy, you're a damn romantic. Except for that singing part, man. You sound like a dying cat." Liv burst out laughing, remembering the outtake at the end of the video where Andy tried to serenade her, horribly off-key. "Oh my God. Maya, I forgot about that." Sophia thought it was hilarious. Sophia ran over, climbing onto Andy's lap. "Daddy's funny when he sings." Andy groaned, tickling her. "You're supposed to be on my side, princess." The room filled with laughter, the weight of the past weeks lifting, if only for a moment. Liv looked around Maya's chaotic warmth, Sophia's giggles, Andy's smile, and felt a flicker of hope. They weren't out of the woods, but they were fighting, and they were winning. The next week, Liv and Andy took a bold step, a Wall Street Journal interview, live-streamed to set the record straight. The studio was sleek, with city views and bright lights. Liv wore a sharp blazer, her curls loose, her brown skin radiant. Andy sat beside her, his hand on hers, his suit a little worn, but his eyes fierce. The interviewer, a seasoned journalist named Rachel, leaned forward. "Andrew, Olivia, your stories captivated the world. Why go public now?" Andy spoke first, his voice steady. "Because I was a coward for too long. I hid my wife and daughter to protect them from my family's bullshit. But Liv's my queen. Sophia's my star. And I'm done letting anyone tear us down." Liv squeezed his hand, her voice clear. "I'm a black woman from Brooklyn. I've fought for everything I have. The press can call me a gold digger. The Harrisons can sue me, but I'm not going anywhere. This is our family, and we're proud of it." Rachel nodded, impressed. "The video you released Andrew's declaration has gone viral. How does it feel to have the public on your side?" Liv smirked. "Feels pretty damn good, but we don't need their approval. We've got each other." The interview aired, and the response was electric. #LiveandAndy trended, with tweets like "Brooklyn Queen slaying" and "The Harrisons messed with the wrong woman." Damien's lies unraveled when a whistleblower exposed his email hack, tanking his reputation. The lawsuit stalled, with Marcus losing allies as Elizabeth and Emma publicly supported Liv. Back in Montauk, Liv and Andy started rebuilding. Liv launched a small event planning business, booking gigs through her old contacts. Andy began consulting for startups, his expertise still in demand despite his fall. They lived simply, but every night they sat on the porch, Sophia between them, watching the stars. One evening, Liv leaned against Andy, her voice soft. We're gonna be okay. Right. He kissed her forehead, his arm around her. Hell yeah. Liv. We've got this. She smiled, her eyes on the brightest star. Our star, she whispered. And for the first time in months, she believed it. The Montauk beach stretched out under a twilight sky, the sand glowing gold as the sun dipped below the horizon. Lanterns hung from driftwood poles, casting a warm flicker over the small crowd gathered for Liv and Andy's 6th wedding anniversary. The air smelled of salt and barbecue, with Maya's jerk chicken sizzling on a grill and kids' laughter mixing with the crash of waves. Olivia Liv Johnson, 33, now, stood barefoot in a flowing white dress, her curls loose, her brown skin radiant in the fading light. She held a glass of rum punch, her eyes scanning the scene. Sophia, 5, chasing her cousins through the sand. Andy flipping burgers with a goofy grin, and, to her surprise, a handful of Harrisons mingling without their usual stiff upper lip bullshit. A year ago, Liv couldn't have imagined this. Andy's bombshell on live TV, outing their secret marriage, had unleashed a storm. His family's lawsuit, Damien Voss's lies, the bankruptcy that stripped them bare. But the video Andy recorded, his raw declaration of love, had turned the tide, silencing the Harrisons' claims and winning public support. Now, here they were, not just surviving, but thriving, their love stronger than ever. Liv sipped her punch, her emerald ring catching the light. Andy had given it to her 6 years ago on this same beach, promising a life together, even if it meant hiding. They weren't hiding anymore. She felt a hand on her shoulder and turned to see Emma, Andy's niece, her purple-streaked hair now a vibrant blue. Yo, Liv, this party's dope, Emma said, grinning. You turned Montauk into Brooklyn for the night. Liv laughed, clinking her glass with Emma's. Gotta keep it real. Kid, thanks for the mermaid mural you painted for Sophia. She's obsessed. Emma shrugged, but her eyes sparkled. She's my favorite Harrison. No offense. None taken, Liv said, her gaze drifting to Elizabeth. Andy's sister, who was setting up a craft table for the kids. A year ago. Elizabeth had backed Marcus's lawsuit, but after Andy's video, she'd broken ranks, apologizing with tears in her eyes. Now, she was here, gluing seashells with Sophia like it was the most natural thing in the world. Maya strutted over, her badass Ant t-shirt swapped for a glittery crop top, a plate of chicken in hand. Liv, I outdid myself this time, she said, shoving a drumstick at her. No salt. I swear, I ain't trying to get fired again. Liv took a bite, her eyes widening. Damn. Maya, you finally cooked something edible. Maya gasped, clutching her chest. Excuse you. I'm a culinary goddess, Sophia. Back me up. Sophia ran over. Sand stuck to her cheeks. Her blue eyes, Andy's eyes, sparkling. Aunt Maya, your cake was yucky last time. The group burst out laughing, Maya throwing her hands up. Y'all are haters. I'm done. I'm moving to Jamaica. She stomped off, but her grin gave her away, and Sophia chased after her, giggling. Andy joined them, wiping his hands on a towel, his flannel shirt rolled up to his elbows. He slipped an arm around Liv's waist, kissing her temple. You good, babe? She leaned into him, her voice soft. Better than good. Look at this, our family. Your family. Maya's crazy ass. We made it. Andy, he smiled. but his eyes held a trace of the pain from the past year. Yeah, but it was hell getting here. I'm still sorry for putting you through all that shit. She turned, cupping his face. Stop apologizing, dumbass. We're here, together. That's what matters. He kissed her, slow and deep, the world fading around them. Sophia ran back, tugging their legs. You, stop kissing. It's gross. Andy scooped her up, tickling her. Gross. I'll show you gross. Princess Sophia squealed, and Liv laughed, her heart so full it hurt. Across the beach, Elizabeth approached, holding a small box. Her blonde hair was pulled back, her usual designer dress replaced with a simple sundress. Liv, can I talk to you? She asked, her voice hesitant. Liv nodded, stepping aside. What's up? Elizabeth opened the box, revealing a stack of old children's books. Their covers faded but familiar. These were Andrew's when he was a kid. He loved space, always talking about being an astronaut. I thought, maybe Sophia would like them. Liv's throat tightened. She took the box, her fingers brushing the worn pages. She's crazy about stars. She'd love these. Thanks. Elizabeth. Elizabeth's eyes glistened. I was wrong, Liv, about you, about everything. Seeing you with Andrew, with Sophia. You're his real family. I want to be part of that, if you'll let me. Liv hesitated, memories of the lawsuit flashing through her mind. But Elizabeth's apology felt real, and Sophia deserved a family bigger than just them. You're welcome here, Liv said finally, but you gotta keep up with Sophia. She's a handful. Elizabeth laughed, a real laugh, not her usual polished chuckle. Deal, nearby. Marcus stood by the grill, his suit jacket off, his face still stern but softer than Liv had ever seen. He'd shown up unannounced, a shock after months of silence since the lawsuit collapsed. Andy had told her Marcus called last week, grumbling about family unity but agreeing to come. Now, he was teaching Sophia how to toss a frisbee, his voice gruff but patient. Keep your wrist loose, kid. You're a Harrison. You gotta throw like one. Sophia beamed, hurling the frisbee into the sand. I'm awesome. Grumpy Grandpa Marcus's lips twitched, almost a smile. Yeah, keep practicing. Squirt. Liv caught Andy's eye, and he raised an eyebrow, as if to say, Can you believe this? She shook her head, grinning. The Harrisons were still a mess, but they were trying, and that was more than she'd ever expected. As the sky darkened, the party shifted to a bonfire, the flames crackling under a blanket of stars. Kids roasted marshmallows, and Maya led an impromptu dance-off, her moves so wild that Sophia declared her the best dancer ever. Liv and Andy sat on a blanket, Sophia curled in their laps, her eyes heavy but fixed on the sky. Look, Mommy, Daddy. Our star Sophia pointed at the brightest light, the one she'd claimed as theirs last year, when everything felt like it was falling apart. Liv kissed her forehead. That's right, baby girl. It's always there, just like us. Andy's arm tightened around them, his voice low. I was a dumbass to hide you. Liv, you and Sophia, you're my everything. I'd do it all again, even the shitty parts, to end up here. Liv turned, her eyes meeting his. You're still a dumbass, but you're my dumbass. She paused, her hand resting on her stomach, a secret she'd been holding for weeks. And our family's getting bigger. His eyes widened, his breath catching. Yup, she said, smirking. Baby number 2, coming soon. You ready for more chaos? He laughed, pulling her close, his voice thick. Hell yeah, I'm ready. Bring it on. Sophia stirred, blinking up. A baby. I want a sister, but she can't eat Aunt Maya's cake. They burst out laughing, the sound carrying over the beach. Maya, eavesdropping, shouted, "Excuse you, little traitor. My cakes are legendary." Liv leaned against Andy, her heart full. The past year had been hell lawsuits, lies, losing everything, but it had forged them into something unbreakable. She thought of her mom, Tasha, who'd told her, being a black woman means fighting twice as hard, but love makes it worth it. Liv had fought, and she'd won, not just for herself, but for Sophia, for Andy, for the family they'd built from the ashes. The next day, Liv and Andy drove to Brooklyn for a small ceremony at Harrison Industries' old headquarters, now a co-working space for startups. A portrait of Andy, commissioned by his former employees, was being unveiled, a new one. Not the stiff corporate headshot from his CEO days, but a painting of him laughing on the Montauk beach, Sophia on his shoulders, Liv by his side. It captured the real Andy, the man who'd chosen love over legacy. The room was packed former colleagues, startup founders, even a few reporters. Liv stood beside Andy, her blazer sharp, her curls bouncing. Sophia held her hand, waving at Robert, Andy's old assistant, who'd helped deliver the video that saved them. The MC, a young entrepreneur Andy now mentored, spoke. Andrew Harrison didn't just build a company, he built a legacy of courage. This portrait honors the man who chose family over fortune. As the curtain fell, revealing the painting, the crowd clapped, and Sophia squealed. That's us. Liv's eyes misted, and Andy squeezed her hand, his voice low. We made it. Liv, after, they mingled. Liv chatting with Robert. You knew about the video all along. Didn't you? She teased. Robert grinned, adjusting his glasses. Boss's orders. He was always crazy about you. Liv said you were his North Star. She smiled, her heart swelling. Damn right I am. Back in Montauk that night, Liv stood on the porch, the ocean whispering under a starry sky. Andy joined her, wrapping a blanket around them. Penny for your thoughts, he asked. Just thinking about us, she said, her voice soft. Everything we went through, the lies, the fights, the broke-ass days. It was worth it, Andy, for this. He kissed her, his lips warm against hers. You're my queen. Liv. Always will be. She looked up, finding their star, brighter than ever. We did it, she whispered. They see us now, just like you wanted. He held her close, his voice a promise. And they'll see us forever. Sophia's voice called from inside. Mommy, Daddy, come tell me a story. They laughed, heading in, ready for whatever came next. Their love had survived the storm, and under the stars, it shone brighter than ever. A week later, Liv sat with Maya at her Brooklyn apartment, sipping coffee while Sophia colored nearby. So, you're a big-shot event planner now. Huh? Maya teased, gesturing to Liv's laptop, open to her new business website, and Andy's out here coaching baby billionaires. Y'all are unstoppable. Liv grinned. Damn right. But you're still banned from baking. Maya, that salty cake haunts me. Maya gasped, throwing a napkin. Hate her. My cakes are art. Sophia looked up, giggling. Aunt Maya, you're funny, but no cake. Liv laughed, pulling Sophia onto her lap. She thought of the lessons they'd learned. Love was stronger than money. Truth was louder than lies, and a black woman from Brooklyn could take on the world and win. Andy had learned to live for himself, not his family's shadow. Together, they'd built a legacy, not of wealth, but of heart. As they left, Liv glanced at the sky, the stars winking down. Keep shining, our star, she whispered, and she knew, wherever they went, it would guide them home. Yo, that's the end of Liv and Andy's epic love story. What's your favorite moment, the TV bombshell, the video reveal, or Maya's salty cake disaster? Drop a comment below and tell me what hit you hardest. Hit that subscribe button and smack the bell so you don't miss our next wild tale. Let's keep the love and drama rolling.